This is The Drive with Mark Penatelli.
We welcome Michael Norwood in, and man, it's good to see you. We've been on vacation for the last couple of weeks.
Right.
A lot's happened since the last time you were on in the basketball world. Are you surprised? Because Sam and I were talking about this, that I thought when we got back from vacation, just based on the way things go, and really LeBron's history with free agency, that we would still be contemplating the ifs at this point, not really that all of the dominoes had fallen into place. Are you surprised that we're already knowing where everybody's going?
Not surprised at all. If you go back and listen to all our broadcasts, I've said he was going to L.A. from the beginning. I have said it all along that he couldn't really chase a ring because there's nowhere to go to chase a ring except for somewhere like a Boston. You're not going to do that. So I always said it was going to be a lifestyle choice. This is where he's going to live for the next 50 years. And this way his kids go to high school, the middle one goes to middle school, get to be part of the Lakers, get to be part of Magic. They were saying that he and Magic had never really sat down. I mean, it was kind of wow. You think all these guys do, but a lot of times you just don't. And so it did not surprise me at all. Why put yourself through it? I'm going to the Lakers. Let's do it. And then he takes off and goes to the Caribbean or wherever he went and jumps off cliffs with, supposedly his broken
little
hand.
cliff, a fake cliff.
His broken hand from the last game. But so it didn't surprise me at all. And I also think that he's a really smart guy. He needed to be first. And that way, get Kawhi if you're trying to get Paul George or any of these other free agents. He made the commitment, and he did a 4-year contract. So he's really set it up to say, guys, I'm here. Come on.
Now, the 4-year contract is the part, I guess, before we get into what the Lakers actually are now.
Yeah.
Is this it for LeBron? Because we were playing around with it the other day.
Oh, he's not ever leaving.
He would be 37, 38 by the time this contract runs out. It's it, right? He's retiring as a Laker unless it's a one-day contract somewhere else kind of deal.
He's retiring a Laker. He's like I said, we've talked about this numerous times. It's a lifestyle choice. It's a family choice. I truly believe there's going to be a day where his son plays a game with him in the NBA. And that I think the numbers work that he'll be 40 or 39 or 38 or something. And now they're going to move the age down to 18 before then. He's going to play a game with his son.
All right.
His son's 13 right now.
Okay.
So,
but he's like a rising ninth grader.
Right.
So he's got 4 years left, and then he'll be in the NBA.
And we've already figured out that the Lakers can be convinced by a parent to draft that parent's particular son.
Well,
we've already seen that influence.
Exactly. And the 13th man doesn't play anyway. So
right.
You don't even have to draft the guy. You just sign him to a free agent deal afterwards. And who's going to complain? I mean, nobody's going to complain.
I don't know that they're going to get Kawhi until he's a free agent. I don't think they're going to pull off a trade.
Oh, I think San Antonio is going to sit there and go, you want to play? You want to argue with us? You can sit out the entire year.
Yeah. And we've talked about Klay Thompson may want to be a Laker.
I've said I could see Klay going.
So I think the 4 years is realistic of, listen, we can't, as I've been using this phrase, microwave it. Like we can't just instantly put it together. Right. And I like that philosophy. I like that. Listen, if I don't make the finals, that's fine. I'll take my time and get the right
next
pieces.
Year it's Klay, it's Boogie, it's Kawhi, it's Kyrie Irving. I mean, there's a lot of free agents next year.
And that's why I say, but this year's Lakers team, if not going to be great, will be interesting because let's go through again the Lance Stevenson, Rondo.
Right, but here's the thing. It's smart.
Only, right.
It's smart because you're not going to outshoot Golden State. So you do the opposite. You can't. You're not going to be able to put enough scorers and shooters around. I mean, Houston didn't beat them by outscoring. Houston held them to like 87 points and 92 points. And that's how Houston would have beat them. Everybody keeps talking about Golden State. Houston would have beat them if Chris Paul does not get injured. and then it's a completely different
Right.
narrative. But the way they beat them is they switched everything and they beat the crap out of them. And that's what the Lakers are going, all right, that's fine. Let's put psycho Lance Stevenson out there. Let's put these guys out here.
Right.
Rondo, who will fight with.
Yes, he will fight you.
They'll start a fight with Draymond, who's easily provoked, and now he'll get kicked out. So I think that's the exact right thing. The worst thing you could do is try to be Golden State too.
We know that the Lakers are not going to get rid of Lonzo Ball. He's not one of those pieces that they're willing to give up. They bring in Rondo. We talked about this. Will we see more off the ball, not ball dominant LeBron James in a Laker uniform? Do you think?
They say that. Will LeBron stick with it? If they do, they could be so much better. We've said it all along. Everybody wants LeBron. Just go post up. You're unguardable in the post.
Yes.
Because they got to have somebody quick enough to stay with you if you decide to go out top. And so generally they're going to have somebody you can bully. And if they start collapsing, you kick it. I mean, I could see them being really pretty scary. And you put him in the post, it's like the old Shaq. Shaq would get you in big games 35 and 17. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, he fouled out everybody. So you take LeBron and throw him in the post, and now all of a sudden he fouls out Durant, Klay Thompson, maybe whatever. Then it changes the game. So they say they're going to play like that. I think it's really smart, and I'd love to see it. And we've all thought LeBron should have been in the post for the last 5 years.
I just don't know if this year is going to be the year
No,
we see
it
LeBron
won't.
go to the post, or the year we see LeBron play off the ball, because like you were talking about a minute ago with adding Rondo and Stevenson and JaVale McGee, the guys they've added are just defensive guys.
Right.
They still need LeBron to score, and you think about what else is there. Lonzo's not a big offensive threat. Hopefully Brandon Ingram can make another big leap.
Yeah.
And I think Brandon Ingram's going to see the court with LeBron James before, say, Kyle Kuzma.
Right.
I think you're going to see Kyle Kuzma relegated to a bench role and be that secondary scoring option for the reserve squad that comes in when LeBron's maybe not out there. So in the future, when the plan is to add a Kawhi, to add a Klay Thompson, whoever, then I think we can see LeBron go to an off-the-ball role. But in the meantime, when it's...
I think for them,
who do you want shooting, Lance Stevenson or LeBron? It's going to be LeBron.
Well, a good season will be if they finish third, may even be out of the question. But that's their ceiling this year. It's Houston and Golden State, and then them, and that's their ceiling this year. But the next year it'll be a completely different story.
So if you say that's the ceiling, what's the floor? Because we had Jordan Honeycutt on earlier in the week, and he was saying the same thing. Oh, second place, third place, right there in favorites for the NBA Finals. And I still think there's a real chance that we could see this team not even make the playoffs. And I know that sounds crazy, but this Lakers team had 35 wins a year ago. The 8th place team in the West had 47 wins. I know
That's
LeBron's worth a lot, but is he really worth 12 extra wins for this team that didn't add anything that excites me other than LeBron?
It's going to be questionable. I think he's just that good that they'll end up 6-7 somewhere like that. And to tell the truth, keep talking about playing for next year. I mean, this is the year where you kind of want LeBron to go, you don't really need to play 82 games this year. Play 66 and kind of save your body, and we work on these other things, but he won't do it. But, this year is just a feeling out and seeing how it all works. Hopefully not losing Brandon. He's a local boy. I like him being in the spotlight with the Lakers. I think the problem with Ball is just nobody wants him. I think the trade market's going to be awful for that guy.
It's still not him though, right? It's still the circus that comes with him.
80% his dad, 20% can't shoot, knee injury, that kind of stuff. But 80% of it is I don't want to deal with him.
So of those young guys that the Lakers have, who is the guy, if you're coming up with a trade package and you're trying to make the run at Kawhi, who are the one or two guys that you're willing to let walk, and who is the one guy that you're saying, no, you're staying here in LA. You're going to continue to be a part of this process as we build it going forward?
I think the problem there is Brandon B's the one you want to keep, and B's the one they won't.
Yeah.
Because to me, Kuzma is kind of replaceable. I don't remember Hart enough to know, but those guys are replaceable.
Hart, I think he filled in for Lonzo Ball like the last
did
bit of the
fine.
season. I think he averaged like 15, 16 points
But
a game.
those guys are replaceable. Brandon Ingram's unique and can be unique. And so he's the one you don't want to give up, and he's the one San Antonio is going to say, if you don't give me him, there's no reason to talk about anything else.
My expectations for Ingram, because you were talking about, is LeBron James worth 12 wins? I'm going to say because I'm going to use Cleveland as that example of how he goes away and they are just the worst team in basketball, and they don't, even with getting Kyrie, still not great.
No.
He comes and it's instant. Now, mind you, he did bring some pieces with him, but I think he's like that. We were talking about Peyton Manning before this segment. He's like a Peyton Manning. He makes everybody on the team that little bit better. So
well, and you know what?
And I think, like I said, for Ingram, that raises my because I think he's going to make Brandon Ingram a better player.
Well, and the way, people, if you're a fan, you always hear so-and-so makes people better. And sometimes you may say, well, how does he make Brandon Ingram better? It's not that he makes Brandon Ingram better. He makes the game easier. He makes the game easier for Brandon Ingram, easier for a ball, easier for because you have to worry about LeBron every second he's on the court. So now they throw it into LeBron. Brandon Ingram's guy rotates a little bit. He has to worry about LeBron. LeBron kicks it out. Because that guy had to worry so much, he's one step slower than he was the year before. So now Brandon Ingram has that half second more to shoot the ball than he did the year before. So it's not that he makes these players better shooters, better anything. He makes the game easier for them because there's not as much focus on them. And you talk about a Lance Stevens who, he's a terrible kick-out shooter. But if it's LeBron in there and his guy has to double down, he has a longer way to come. The ball's coming out. That's the easiest shot when the ball's coming out. All of a sudden, he starts making a couple more shots. It's like you used to look at the stats for guys that played with Shaq. That was the best shooting careers of their lives. And then Shaq would leave, and then their shooting percentage goes back down. So he didn't make the guy a better player. He just made the game easier for him. And then when he went away, the game got hard again. So
I think one of the interesting things about LeBron going to this Lakers team is, let's say we were taking LeBron and we were inserting him onto the 76ers, or we were inserting him onto the Boston Celtics. I think immediately there becomes some sort of power struggle, because this year I think we saw that going forward, the future with the Boston Celtics is it's Jason Tatum's team. It's most likely Jason Tatum's team. If it's not Tatum's team,
Hayward.
It's Brad Stevens' team. It's Hayward's team. There's guys in place that you see as being
and that's why Kyrie's
the top dog.
leave.
It's probably why Kyrie's going to leave. If he was to go to Philadelphia, it's Embiid's team already. It's Simmons' team already. L.A., despite having a wealth of young talent that we think is
They
there,
have no
It's not
alpha dogs.
there's no
Kuzma's team?
alpha. Right.
It's not
No,
Kuzma's
it's
team?
not Kuzma's team. Yeah,
They
it's not
have-
Ingram's team.
They have no alpha dogs.
Right. And so
that's why.
LeBron fits that mold a lot
Absolutely.
better.
And we said this all along. He was a terrible fit for Philly. Terrible, Boston, you're not going to do it just because of the history. And even Houston was not a good fit. So we said that all along. Basketball-wise, he doesn't fit in Philly.
When people, I don't know how much social media exposure you one of the things that we've talked about this week, and I there are Laker fans, what's driving them crazy is LeBron brings fans with him. So now the Lakers, which didn't need any fans at all, just gained millions of fans because LeBron James joined them. The other thing that started is LeBron James their ego and their love for him. And I was telling you, all of these memes and posts about LeBron James is now instantly one of the greatest Lakers to ever play. Which is the dumbest thing. Talk about that.
Well, no, because to me, it's that would be like saying Michael Jordan's one of the greatest wizards of all time.
Right.
Yes.
It has to do when
He
you
is.
wear that uniform. So LeBron will never be more than like 10th. I mean, he'll never pass Worthy or
Right.
Jamal Wilkes or Rambus, you know?
Right.
Because
Robert
he'll-
Horry.
Yeah, because he'll play. And here'd be an interesting bet. Okay, let's give him 6 years. Does he win a title?
Well, we were talking about that. In order for him to imprint himself as greatest Laker, because we were talking, he's probably going to get his number retired as a Cav.
Right.
Could he have his number retired by Laker? And I was saying
it would take two
championships.
It would take two.
So you don't think they can? Because I don't listen. After the Warriors run, it's going to be the Celtics run. So,
or Philly,
right?
Or, so I don't. Again, will he win one title at the Lakers? Who will win? Will he win a title before Tiger wins a major?
Yeah, Tiger's never going to win another major. Ever.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
And I probably agree with that.
Never happening.
Is LeBron going to win a title at LA?
I'm not ready to say no yet, just because
next year's everything. Next summer.
Yes, right.
Do they get Kawhi for free?
Right.
Do they get Klay Thompson, Boogie, whatever?
And he now has the draw that he hasn't really had before. I understand that in Miami, it's Miami. It's a free agent destination, but they already had the structure in place to where Miami was never in a place to go add the big name.
Well, nobody ever went there. They wanted Shane Battier and Mike Miller,
but they already had D Wade and Chris Bosh. Those guys were eating up the big time salary cap space. Well, he's not going to have that hang up in LA anymore. Right. So LeBron's going to be able to go and sort of handpick these free agents he wants, and I don't think there's many people that are going to say, no, I don't want to come play with you. Klay Thompson's going to love it. I'm not saying the top dog, the alpha dog, but the role players who are considered max contract guys still are going to jump at the opportunity to go, 1, live in LA, 2, play with LeBron, and 3, maybe rack up 2 or 3 championships.
I think you'd be surprised. I would argue it's not the bigger names that are going to want to go play with him. It's the smaller names. You're underestimating egos. And Kyrie Irving, I mean, there's a chance if he stays, maybe they have a chance to win another one. He bolts. He wants to be his own person. Durant is unusual. Durant wanted that ring, so he did it. But you look at these guys. Paul George. Everybody had him going to L.A. Laker guy, go play. He and LeBron talked.
Russell drugged him. Russell Westbrook drugged
that's what
Paul
I'm saying,
George.
though.
Yeah.
And the same thing. My point is, nobody went to play with him in Cleveland. Kevin Love's still mad he's in Cleveland. Right. But nobody went. These guys have
but that's Cleveland. You're asking somebody to go live in Cleveland.
But Paul George didn't go to the Lakers. And that shocked me because you go, hey, you got a chance to win a ring eventually. You get to go play with LeBron. You're from L.A., and he didn't go because I think he wants to be his own guy, and if he goes there, he's not. So I think you overestimate the desire of these big guys to go join up with other big guys.
Right.
It just depends. It depends. Do you have a ring? Is that what you want?
That's why I think Klay will, because Klay will end up having more rings than LeBron when he comes to LA.
I think Klay. It could be Memphis's roster, but it's a Laker. I think Klay's going to go to the Lakers because Klay doesn't care.
He's already won his.
He's got his rings. He's going to get his money, and he's an LA boy. And so he doesn't care if LeBron's there or not.
And he
could care less.
The forgotten Golden State Warrior.
And he's my favorite. I love
And
Klay.
he is the guy. You always get to him fourth because you either love Draymond for being Draymond, and then there's KD and Steph, the 2 MVPs. So Klay's always the guy that and Klay Thompson's on that team too.
Right.
So he'll come and he'll have more rings than LeBron. So that won't faze him. I don't think Kawhi's going to play with LeBron James. I just.
Because the same problem, Kawhi wants to be the top dog somewhere.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But I think he'll find some other piece, some other way.
I think Klay ends up at the Lakers.
I do too.
And I think
I do
you talk about a perfect fit for LeBron. He plays defense. He moves without the ball. So you got to chase him, and he's going to create space because he's a phenomenal shooter. He is. Yeah. If there was one guy out there to pick to play with LeBron, he may be the top guy.
He's exactly what LeBron always looked for in the Mike Miller and the Kyle Korver, but he brings a lot more. Right,
just 10 times better.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little more basketball.
Right.